Hello. So I just wanted to tell you about something that I experienced a couple of days ago, and I kind of found it interesting, and I hope that other people might do too. So I was online, and I seen in my, I think it was the next recommended video on YouTube, and it was about a woman named Ruby Frankie, and she was what they refer to as a family vlogger, and she ended up getting jailed for neglecting or abusing her children. I don't know. I think she was mind controlled, if you look into it with the other woman that she was with. But anywho, her husband, who was also part of the family vlogging, never had any action taken against him, which I found interesting. So anyway, I didn't watch the documentary or whatever it was that was recommended about her, but I went on to an AI kind of chat, so DuckDuckGo AI chat, and I just put in her name and asked for any information about it because I thought that sounds quite interesting, And DuckDuck kind of told me about the case, about what had happened, and that the channel name of our YouTube channel involving our kids was called 8 Passengers. So I was like, oh, that's very interesting, it's whatever. And then to my mind, into my head came a news story that I'd heard about another couple, nothing to do with family vlogging, but it just appeared in my brain about a story that I'd read or that I'd seen online from years ago, again in America, about a couple who'd drove their car off a cliff, with their kids inside the car, killing themselves and their kids. So I couldn't remember the name of the people, or the specific details of it, but because it just came to my brain, I asked again DuckDuck AI about this story. And did I say that the name of that Ruby Frankie's channel was 8 Passengers? Hopefully I did, because that's kind of significant. So yeah, DuckDuck, the AI came back and told me that this was a lesbian couple. I can't remember their names. Hart is their surname. And that they did indeed drive their car off the side of a cliff, killing themselves and their adopted children, of which there were 6. So 8 of them indeed all died. And I kind of thought paused for a moment, and I thought, that's interesting, isn't it? That I'm, after hearing about this woman, Ruby Frankie, and finding out her channel name is 8 Passengers, my brain immediately starts thinking about a story I'd heard probably a few years ago about this couple. And if someone had asked me if I'd heard of the story, I would have said yeah, but I wouldn't have been able to tell them how many kids were involved, or anything really about it. I mean, I was aware of the story, but I wasn't aware of the numbers involved. And I thought that's really interesting, the way that my brain, on being told the name or the phrase 8 Passengers, my brain immediately went to start thinking about this other couple and their 6 kids, It's almost like a kind of program, isn't it? So it's almost like a computer program, because I had no conscious awareness of how many kids that couple had. Why would I associate those two things? It's definitely some kind of, brainworm or something, some kind of program that we're all attached to. And it's making those associations. It's making those kind of dark associations. If you, I kind of see it in my environment all around me, and one of the examples I can think of is in one of my videos. There's a van drives past me, and the registration of the van is dog, the last 3 letters. It's a word that they use quite often in my targeting, is dog, referring to me. And they've sent past this blue van, and it's a really distinctive colour. It's the same colour of the company British Gas. Their vans they use, but this van that drives past me with the dog on it has no signage on it, it's just the colour. So in my mind, I'm kind of associating this van with the company British Gas, and obviously gas lighting, you've got gas mask. They've situated me where I live, right next to a gas storage tank, like a massive gas storage tank. I'm making all these associations in my own brain, and they send British Gas vans past me quite often, although I have people walking past me wearing British Gas uniforms, or when it's not really appropriate to do that. The word gas is often used. They'll often deliver we missed you little cards into where I live, about checking the gas, or gas boiler repair people, or offering insurance for gas. I'm surrounded by it, it's kind of constant. But they'll also surround me with the colour, the colour of the British gas vans, and not just in vans, but they'll send cars past me, and that it's a very distinctive colour. And they'll have people walking past me wearing clothing, again, of that very distinctive colour. And it's all about kind of making these associations in your brain, isn't it? About kind of creating new pathways in your brain so that they really don't have to do the big fucking song and dance circus around you. They can just have the little tiny things going past you, and your brain is automatically making those associations, It's interesting. I just found it interesting. I found it interesting. I was thinking about it this morning because I left the house, and immediately on leaving to come on this walk, they had a woman come past me with an orange jacket. And, orange, like the yellow that I filmed, it's a very prominent colour that they use in my targeting. So she had an orange jacket on, and then I crossed the path onto the pathway opposite my house, and there's orange peel. And as I've been walking this route, it's about, I don't know, I've been walking about 2 or 3 miles. There've been several little piles of orange peel, peel from an orange, plus a little carton, a discarded carton of fresh orange juice. And again, they'll send people past me constantly driving orange vehicles, wearing orange jackets, orange hats, orange shoes, carrying orange bags. It's it's a constant theme. But it's the tiny little things, like the orange peel they want to put in the environment, and it's the associations that you make. I don't know about anyone else, but I kind of associate the colour orange with Freemasonry. So it's about constantly planting that in your brain, so you're making these negative associations so that they can, I'm not saying every orange peel that's in my environment was placed there so that I think, oh, fucking, they're going around, I don't know what that weird noise is that's coming out my throat. They're going around putting orange peel in my way, but they do really double down on what they're doing when they're trying to first make you make those associations. So I mean, they probably were. They probably thought she's taking that route, we'll go past in several cars and just throw orange peel out there, or she's likely to take it within the next couple of days. We'll send someone along there on a bike with pockets full of fucking orange peel, and we'll drop it. I think when they're trying to get you to, eventually they want to kind of take the stuff out of the environment, the big stuff, it's resources, isn't it? Having these orange cars and people wearing fucking orange jackets, and, the British gas vans or the cars of a certain colour. It's all resources. They're having to use people. What they want is to, when they're trying to get you to build those associations, those negative associations with certain colours or certain words or certain things in your brain, they really need to double down on it to start with, like really go hard. So everywhere you look in your environment is this certain thing, like you're going to see far more of them than would ever be realistically possible if it wasn't being manufactured. It's like the yellow car, the video that I done with the yellow cars, even if someone thought that I had schizophrenia and I was imagining all this stuff, they would really have to look at that video and say, oh, well, maybe she is mad, but that does seem fucking little bit odd that amount of yellow cars go past her in a 2-hour period in a kind of 3-mile circumference, it is strange, isn't it? So they really go hard, double down on what it is that they're doing, the things that they're putting in your environment, so that you can't fail but to notice it. You have no choice but to notice it because it's so fucking overwhelming and it's so unnatural. And then they can kind of take the stuff away, the big stuff away if you're planning on kind of leaving the environment, or they know that they're kind of losing control of you or whatever. Or like I said, they just don't want to use the kind of resources because it's obviously, they've got other people to fucking target. They can't waste all their time with you. So they'll go hard on it, sorry. And then eventually, every time you see a bit of orange peel in the ground, which is probably quite a common thing to see, as far as, I walk quite a lot, as far as litter's concerned, it's probably the best bit of fucking litter you can see, rather than crisp packets and juice bottles. But every time you see that, you're then making that association back to when there was, within an hour's walk, you've seen 50 fucking piles of orange peel, carpet theme, carpet fitter theme for me today. I can't even be bothered. I can't be bothered explaining it. You know, I would have to, like I did with the yellow cards, I would have to go around with my phone, honestly, at all times, just making little clips of all these fucking stupid things that they do, because there's so many, you know. It's like I said, they have to overwhelm your environment, and it's just, they put so much stuff. So it's like she's got to notice something, you know. She's got to notice something. What will she notice? What will she start filming? And then we can put that all around her forevermore. It's mad, just, you know, because they're monitoring your brain at all times, so they know what it is that you're noticing. And like I say, it's you know, they're probably controlling your brain to a certain extent with the example of the 8 passengers thing. You know, that's not, I'm not consciously aware of how many people were in that car, and why would I make that association? You know, one family was family vloggers, and one went to jail and the other were not, as far as I know, and you know, they killed their children. There's no association really with them, apart from they both involved 8 people, and yeah, they were both happened in America. You know, that's the only kind of associations. But anyway, it's enough of my rambling for the day. Take care. God bless. Lots of love. Bye bye.